Hey guys, welcome back to Marriage Circle. I don't know why my husband is laughing because we haven't even started yet. You're already like giggling. Am I making you giggle?
Because I know what you're about to say.
So, I remember the weekend of our wedding. So we had a private wedding first in June of 2021. And then in October 2021, we did our big Nigerian wedding.
Amen.
Right? And I remember the week of our wedding, we came down from Boston. We were ready to start doing all the, the wedding prep, all the the Nigerian things to get ready for this. How many people do we have at our trad? Like 500, right? We're going to have like 500 people at our trad. So it was the day before the trad. When I say trad, for anyone who listens is not Nigerian, by trad, I mean our traditional Nigerian wedding. And there were some things that needed to be picked up in Philly, right?
No, we went to go drop off.
Oh, you're dropping some things off in Philly.
No.
Do you want to say the story? Go ahead, baby.
I can't say the story. I don't want to get in trouble.
So there were some things that needed to be dropped off
at the event, like.
At the event. No, so it's in Jersey.
Yes.
In Jersey at the venue where we were using for the wedding. And of course, I'm doing all my girl things. I got to get my nails done, all those things. So my mom says, oh, she's going to go with Fumbi to go and drop off all of these things. And I was like, oh, this is a great opportunity of bonding for my husband and his mother-in-law, right? So y'all were gone for hours. I mean...
Yeah, because it was traffic.
It was just hours. It was, I don't know, because I was able to do eyebrow, feet, pedicure, manicure, everything. And by the time I came home, I think y'all were just getting home. Mm-hmm. It was a long journey. So I remember asking my husband, like, oh, babe, how was your outing with mommy? And what did you say to me?
I said it was nice.
But when your person says it was nice, but you're like, huh? Like, you can hear the tone of the nice and all the things he wasn't saying in the nice. And I was like, how was it nice? And he just made one simple comment. He said, babe, you know what? He said, you are just like your mother.
But that's the truth.
I was like, wait. I was like, what do you mean? He was like, there's a lot of things for the past few months. I've just been wondering, like, how is this woman like this? And he said, all I did was just experience your mother for one day. And he was like, you literally are a mini her.
Yeah.
Like the apple don't fall far from the tree.
Yep.
And so for today's topic, we're talking about like father like son, like mother like daughter.
Yep.
Do you have something to say?
I have a lot to say.
Okay, we have to talk. Please go ahead and talk. I want to hear you talk.
So this is my thing.
This is your take. Let's hear it.
If either side's parents are still alive, I think you need to experience.
You need to spend time
with your in-laws, the parents especially, not the siblings, parents.
Not the siblings, just the parents.
Just observe their.
Wait, we should spend time with the siblings.
No, they're not. They don't matter in this topic, in this country.
Oh my God, okay.
But you need to like be around them to kind of see what your future spouse will look like.
What your future spouse will look like?
Not physically,
I know, but
behavior, communication patterns,
okay.
How they like things done. And I think that experience gave me like insight into like who I was marrying. So I think it's important for you to. I know people think, oh yeah, I'm not like my mom, I'm not like that. Yes, you can tell yourself that.
But you are.
But there's certain traits and patterns, not all, that you will pick and you will exhibit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whether good, whether bad. Yeah. So you have to consciously be aware where you're picking the traits from.
Absolutely.
And know how to take off some things and leave some things, or know how to deal with some certain things.
Absolutely.
I know traits I got from my mom, I know traits I got from my dad. And sometimes I'm like, for me, don't do that. Like don't behave like that. Or for me, that's a good trait, you can do that.
Yeah.
When I said, I hear my dad pray every morning, those are good traits.
Please, you should pray. You too, you should pray.
Yeah, I have to do that for my family too. So there are traits you see, but there's some patterns where you're like, especially as they get older, you start seeing their behavior. Maybe sometimes they're stubborn, sometimes.
What are you trying to say?
I'm
sorry?
I'm saying anything.
What are you trying to say?
They're stubborn. Or they raise their voice. Those things are things that you have to be aware of and you have to consciously start working on.
Yeah.
You can't be ignorant of the device of the enemy and say, "Oh, I will never do." That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about real stuff like father, like son, like mother, like daughter.
Yeah.
If your mom likes to be on the phone a lot, there's a chance you're just gonna be on the phone as well. And you would think you wouldn't do it until you start doing them.
You don't remember what you said? You were like, "Babe, she wanted to talk the whole time," and I was like, "Yeah,
because
that's so normal. Like, I always want to talk all the time." And he was like, "No," because I think when we first met, I think you were like shocked at like how much I talk.
Yeah,
like
I was like,
I can talk. And like, I think so, especially when we first got married, like after we had the wedding,
surprised.
And we were now like living together, and it was like, wow, this girl, like I could talk 24/7.
Yeah.
And you wanted these like quiet moments, and it was like, so you don't stop? And I'm like, when I'm sleeping, you know?
Yeah, I think that's why
I think that was why you were so shocked when you drove with her, and you were just like, she just had stories. She wanted feedback. I'm like, well, yeah, because it's like a dialogue. She doesn't want to talk to herself.
I come from like family.
You guys are really quiet, like father, like
like father, son.
Exactly.
So
your dad is like that.
My dad doesn't talk much. When I'm on call with him, we don't talk much.
Oh my God!
Not because we don't love, one another in my family, but our conversations are like pretty like.
I remember when we first met, and I know your dad calls you every Sunday afternoon. He still calls every Sunday afternoon after church. Daddy would call us. And I remember the first couple of weeks I would witness these calls, and I'm like, I would time it. 49 seconds, y'all done?
Yeah, like
1 minute, 18 seconds, y'all done? Like, how are you done your whole conversation?
Because your life and well, your life and well.
Like, y'all are truly men of few words. And it was just so shocking because when I went to Nigeria in 2024, last year, to meet him, I was like, wow, this is my husband's father. Like, this is him. Like, this is where, like, the apple and the tree, like, they're right next to each other now. And it's like, you're seeing how, like, the apple didn't even roll away. It's like, let me just stay right here in the shade of the tree. But I love what you said. You said that you have to consciously think about these things. Like, we're talking about the funnier things, right?
Yeah.
But the reality is that there's aspects and patterns that you pick up from your home.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, like, we got married, I was like 30, we were like 31, basically. Mm-hmm. And for 31 years of my life prior to us getting married,
your mom
I was in my parents' house.
Yeah.
And I mean, not like physically there, but like I was an Adepoju up until that point. And I picked up things in that house from my parents.
Is the picking up.
Exactly. From my mom, from my dad, even from siblings, because that's a long time to be under that umbrella. And the reality is that now you're joined with this person. I became an Adebari. You know, honestly, side note, I was so happy that like my initials didn't have to change when I got married. I'm so happy. Anyway, yeah, I really wanted like my initials to still, like my last name to still be A, and then it was even the same 3 letters. Perfect. Anyway, so I literally was like, you know, what was I saying? Oh, okay.
That's what I'm talking about.
So, yeah, my mom will do something like that. Anyway, the whole point is that you've been in, you know, that your family for so long, and then now the two of you are coming to join together. And the reality is that some things may have worked for you as an Adepoju, but may not work for you as an Adebari.
Yeah. Like I have to change too.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's on both sides. It's not just like the woman, it's the man too. You have to look at the sides, the traits that you picked up from, you know, mom, from dad, and see, okay, is this glorifying to God, number one, right? Because really at the end of the day, who we really should be emulating is Christ.
Yes.
And using the word as our model for our behavior, our character. So if there are parts of our behaviors, our characters, our patterns that it's like, that's more familial, not really biblical, not really Christ-like, and it's also not building my marriage and my home, then I need to make a conscious effort and conscious decision to take those things out and work on them. Yeah. You know, like you said something funny, but it's true. We grew up, like my mom was always, she still is always on the phone. Like every time she's here, like my mom stayed with the earpiece in her head, because at any given time she's talking to one of her sisters, one of her cousins. And so when I first got married, remember it was like an issue because I was always on the phone.
I'm like, who are you talking to?
And you're like, who are you talking to? I'm like, oh, this person. Oh, Yinka. Oh, this person. And it was like, okay. And I didn't really realize initially that it was a problem until like I would notice after I get off the calls, my husband had like completely shut down.
I'm like, you spend the whole evening
on the phone. But I mean, I just love talking. But I realized that, you know what? This pattern that I've picked up from my family, from my mom specifically, it doesn't work. My dad was able to figure it all out, but you know, their generation was just different. But like, I knew that it wasn't something that was good, especially for us being early in marriage too. It wasn't something that was good, that was building us up. So I had to actually make like a very conscious effort to say, you know what, let me limit the phone calls in the house. Let me make most of them when I'm driving, you know? Or like,
you do the most of the calls when you're driving.
I do most of my calls when
and when I call you when you're driving,
and then when he's calling me, I don't pick up because I'm like, bro, you know I'm making my calls right now because I'm trying to respect our household and not do it while we're in the house, you know? But honestly, I think it's just really important for, you know, once you enter that phase of marriage, you know, start to refine yourself with the power of God. Like, ask the Lord to search you. What parts of you are not glorifying to Him and are not helpful to your home?
Yeah, I think I will give 2 examples. If you see your dad like opening door for your mom, there's a chance that you're going to do that for your wife.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you see your dad, when your mom is talking to him, is watching TV and not paying attention, there's a chance you're going to do
the same thing. Yeah.
So we just have to be careful that we don't say, oh, this is who I am. No, that's who you learn to be.
Learn to be, exactly.
And that is important. That
I love that. That was a bar, baby. Good job.
That's what you've learned to be. That you have to consciously like take away the things that are not good and leave the things that are good. And also make sure your partner is, you know, like now I've had to adjust to say, okay, you know, sometimes you're talking to me, I'm like not responding.
Yeah.
And you're like, why are you gonna respond? And I'm like,
you're gonna respond?
And I'm like, I'm listening to you. And like, no, you didn't say something. But I also have to adjust, knowing that that's what you like.
Yeah.
Like, I could sit down with my brother for like 2 hours and we're not saying.
And y'all don't say, and I think that's absolutely crazy because there's no way I'm gonna be in the same room with any of my siblings for even 10 minutes. You don't.
I wouldn't say anything.
But again, it's just how we all grew up, and it's very.
I remember there was a day you were like, have you checked on your brother this week?
I was like, are y'all good? And he's like, okay. Meanwhile, I talk to some of my siblings like 3 times a day.
Yeah.
You know? So anyway, I think I'll get the gist. Yeah. Okay. Like mother, like daughter, like father, like son. But really, it should just be like, told me like Jesus, like from be like Jesus. Let's all be like Jesus so we won't have these problems and issues within the home. But yeah, we hope you guys enjoyed today's topic.
Yep. Bye, guys.
Bye.